Hi, welcome back to Thrive America. I'm your host, Brent Brooks, and I'm joined by very special guest, J. Mark Walker,
Mr. Alan Yard, Prince Nair,
and joined by business coach, action coach, CEO and co-founder of Axiom Franchise Advisors, and I'm joined by PR expert, venture catalyst, Erica Parker, Chad Massacre,
Chris Spears.
We're always looking for ways to build bridges of trust, build bridges of relationship.
Welcome to Blank Stage Theater, home to our set of Thrive America. Today we're going to welcome special guest and mortgage originator, Kal Wayman. Kal's going to reveal some powerful secrets to his success. In the first segment, Kal's going to talk about some principles that he does and things that he does to reset himself and to gain a powerful perspective on his life and his business. In the second segment, he's going to talk about how he combines work and play and why that's so important. He's going to reveal some powerful tips and strategies to find your target audience. And he's going to talk about why and ways to overcome your fear of self-promotion. And then finally, in the very last segment, Kal's going to talk about why he works from Friday night to Sunday, some strategies to use advertising effectively. And finally, Kal's going to talk about the internet and some very interesting strategies that he has done and some things that he's done in the past that has branded himself not only in Atlanta but all over the United States. So sit back and enjoy our time with Kal Wayman. Welcome back to the set of Thrive America. I'm your host, Brent Brooks, and I'm joined by mortgage originator and good friend, Kal Wayman. Kal, thank you so much for being a guest here on Thrive America.
My pleasure, Brent. Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you out. I've done some business with Kal in the past, and we have some various dealings in the past. We've worked together on a couple different occasions, and some of the things I've seen you do with your business has been inspiring. And I know that right now you're doing great. You're thriving in this mortgage industry where a lot of people are looking and struggling. So I'm just so excited to have you come on the show and talk about some of your skills and some of the strategies that you're implementing to succeed and share with me. So thanks so much for coming on the show and agreeing to do that.
My pleasure.
First, to kick things off, Kal, I want you to share with us what's been your biggest business blunder in thinking back on your career. What can you tell us?
First off, I have to say that's a hard question because to say what my biggest business mistake is, I'm sure I've made several business mistakes that I can think of, and to just pinpoint one that is my biggest mistake is very hard to do. But if I was to think of one that really stands out in my mind, I've been in the mortgage industry for almost a decade now. And I remember when I first got into the industry, I was only concerned with getting the deal and closing the deal. And that was it. I didn't stay in touch with my customers after that. I didn't do anything to stay on top of their heads. And I've probably helped hundreds of customers in my first 2 or 3 years of being in the business. And they probably don't even know how to reach me anymore. And that was a huge mistake, because who knows how much potential business that I have lost because I didn't send them that birthday card. I didn't send them a touch-up email. I didn't see how they were doing. And the thing is that hurts the most in a mistake like that is you can never know how much business you've lost by it. So in my head, I always magnify how much potential business that I've lost, because not only may I have lost their future refinance or mortgage deals, but also their referrals, their friends, their family. So that 100 or 200 people in my first years of doing business could easily have equated out to 1,000 loans in my head, and that's a huge mistake. And from that, I've come to realize that you should always try to stay in touch with your clients even after the deal's closed, because it's never closed. You want to keep your clients for life, not just for one deal.
Yeah, and what makes you successful, and I think the successful business owner, is that we wear our mistakes like scars in our business persona, and we always reflect back. I can see the conviction as you're sharing this that you'll never make that mistake again. And that's what's one of the things that's inspiring about you, is that and the successful people, they learn so much, they don't make that mistake again. So I'm sure you have systems and strategies now that will prevent that from ever happening. So we asked Kal to come up with some, to share with us some specific ways to thrive in this economy. And let's jump right into it. Kal, your first point here is you talk about clearing your head. Talk to us and educate me on what you mean by clearing your head and so forth.
Well, it was something that occurred to me after the fact. Basically, I found myself, and we're in a tough economy right now, and I found myself, like a lot of my other friends, complaining about things that, when I look back at it, are trivial. Oh, I'm not getting enough business like I used to. Man, it's just, I'm tired of, doing this whole routine and working the same job, and maybe there's something else out there that's better. Maybe I want to get rid of all these bills and just go live out on the beach in Costa Rica. This whole American dream isn't what it is supposed to be. It's all a fallacy, and maybe there's something better out there, And and granted, I was still doing my job and going by day to day, but I just wasn't happy, and I wasn't producing like I should have been, like the way that I was when I was in college and working really hard and super dedicated. I kind of lost that drive a little bit, And for the spur of it, I took a trip. I went to Egypt and went to the Red Sea. I spent 10 days out of the country, and I spent some time in Cairo. And I was in Cairo. Cairo has something like 25 million people population. Okay, you fly in, you get in the taxi cab. There's not a single car that's not wrecked up. Trunks are flying open. You're going through bumper to bumper down Ramses Highway, and we got to this hotel. Everyone was so nice, but everyone was so impoverished. And I went ahead and I took a tour to the pyramids, and I rode a camel to the pyramids, and I got there after the pyramid part had closed, so I had to do it through the back alleys, going through the slums of Cairo, 3 miles through the slums on a camel with a guide, dead animals everywhere. My guide's walking in sandals. There's animal waste, and the smell wasn't pleasant, and these houses don't have doors or roofs, and people are sending their 2-year-old daughters to me with little handmade bracelets so that I can give them $1 so that their family can eat. And, I went to the peaks of the pyramids, or I guess to the peaks of the sand mountains, and I could see the city of Gaza, which has another 20 million people, and I'm up there drinking chai or tea with all the locals, because I was where the locals hang, and they go up there and they watch the sunsets above the pyramids. They ride their horses through the desert, and it was such a breathtaking thing. But at the same time, I thought to myself, this guy that guided me through the slums and the deserts of Cairo in flip-flops, almost 10 kilometers over a 3 to 4 hour time frame, was older than I was, and he had been doing this since he was 12. And he was happy to make $50. And he was happy. I mean, really happy and grateful and thankful. And I realized that Cairo was 25 million people, which the majority of them were impoverished. And Cairo's just part of Egypt, and Egypt's just part of Africa. And then there's China, and then there's countries all over the world. And you think of the vast number of people, the majority of people, and the lifestyles that they have, and the lack of opportunity that they have, okay? And I realized I got no reason to complain. I have every opportunity in front of me living in this country. I mean, the name of your show is Thrive America. There is no better country after traveling abroad that you have the opportunity to thrive. Mm-hmm. And in this country, we actually will get a scratch on our car and go to the body shop to fix it up. You don't do that in most other countries. You drive your car till the wheels fall off. And it's just, I came back and I was reset back to zero. I had nothing to complain about at all. The best way for me to touch on this is, for the audience, is imagine if you have a lot of debt, okay? credit cards, mortgage, car payment, and all of a sudden it was wiped out. You have no debt. You're debt free. That would reset you back to, you would have nothing, you would just feel like that free. That's how free I felt when I came back. I realized I have every opportunity. If I want to work and I want to make money today, I can, and I can make as much money as I want to. And this is the only country that you can do this. And I don't care if the economy's bad or if the economy's good. We have more opportunity in this country than anywhere else. And so we touched back on the topic of clearing your head. And that wasn't the goal of this trip that I took. But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to clear your head. Reset you back to zero. And realize what you have in front of you. Get rid of the trivial complaints and focus on what's important and utilize the opportunity that you have.
So Cal, we're gonna bring you right back and talk about the rest of the points you've made. You make some killer points here on how we can thrive in this economy. So can't wait to bring you back here.